Good morning, good afternoon. This is Toyin Umesiri. Feel free to call me Coach Toyin. Today I'm going to be talking about content creation versus entrepreneurship. Okay. So basically, in my coaching practice, I actually teach entrepreneurship and international trade at the Entrepreneur and Leadership Academy. So one of the hottest topic right now is that we're seeing so many entrepreneurs burn out, meaning when your time spent on creating content becomes greater than the time spent on your actual business, if you have one, that's when you need to listen to what I'm about to share. Okay. So I want to welcome everyone on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Thank you for joining today. And if you're joining, let me know where you're joining from. So today's topic is around content creation versus entrepreneurship, right? Like just making sure people are aware of not making something that is not their business, and making sure if it's part of their marketing plan, make sure it's aligned to a particular strategy. Because what I'm seeing more of, and I'll get into it, is this idea that people are doing everything people they're hearing on the streets, like you need to do more content, more content, more content, without really a strategy that is aligned to helping them achieve their overall goal. So that's what today is about. Okay, again, welcome. My name is Toyin Umesiri. Today we're talking about content creation versus entrepreneurship. So we've moved, the world has shifted, right? Particularly, with COVID-19, digital is here, digital is real. We're all now spending more time online than usual, than in the past. One funny thing I say is that don't act like it's 2019. Please, please, please don't behave like it's 2019. 2019 is like ages ago. We're living in a new world, and the skill set that we need to build businesses will be different. So we need to up level, we need to upskill, all of those things. But here's the key: always go about strategy. So that's what I teach in my leadership and success programs, in my entrepreneur academy, in my international trade network. There's nothing that I do without a strategy. I served as a strategist to the, Fortune 1, the world's largest company. That's my job. That was my job before I became an entrepreneur. And as I became an entrepreneur, trust me, I also did everything people were on the streets as a new entrepreneur. It's like more, more, more. And several years ago, I realized no, 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 more is not more. No, more is never more. In fact, several years ago, and I'll get again, those are the things I just want to put out here, is that several years ago, I realized that this game is not sustainable. And I started getting my valuable content, and I call them my digital assets. So I'm introducing a new word for you: digital assets. As a company, if you're a digital company, you need to start creating digital assets that holds value. And what are assets? Assets are monetizable. Okay. Assets are things that you can monetize. So I'm going to get right to it, because when I teach and coach, I empower people with the skills to build successful business. So even as an entrepreneur in the digital economy, more content is not more money. I'll explain. But more content can be more money if you do what I'm sharing with you right now. Okay. These are the principles that I teach. So let me break it down. When it comes to the digital economy, content creation or content creators were the producers. Okay. Content creators were the producers, meaning we're producing what people are consuming on platforms. Okay. The reason people spend time on platform is because they are reading, they are consuming content. Remember TV, radio. Okay. What happened was TV, people created movies, shows, late night shows, daytime shows. They were in the business of creating those shows so that eyeballs, people, because that's where attention was. And then the radio owners, station owners, channel, whatever, the platform owners would monetize through advertisement, right? And then they'll do revenue share. Okay, so that world was designed around revenue share. You pay your actors, pay, right? It was creating certain type of content for TV, for radio. Advertisers would advertise, everybody's happy. That same framework now exists on digital, but not in equal dimension. If you're not a savvy content creator, and let me break down, there are two types of creators that I'm seeing. There might be more, but two major types. One type are people that are creating content and their business model is actually content creation, meaning content creation is the end game for them. Whereas there are other people that I say content creation is just a means to an end. It's not the end. It's a means to an end. So you have to find out or decide what camp you're in, because the strategy you should be applying should not be the same. So, as example, there are content creators that they're in the business of creating content. Either maybe they're an agency, an ad agency, being employed. They've been paid to create ad content, content for a brand, all of those things. That in itself is a business model. That in itself, standalone, is that you're being employed as a content creator and you're being paid to push out volume. Like the biggest brands in the world, they have that money. They will employ hundreds, thousands of content creators, influencers. They're ready to pump money into that, and they are. So if you're a content creator, that in itself is a business model. And the way you win is make sure your content is on point. You have to have a team because you are being paid for the content you're producing. That is a business model. Please, by all means, there. But the majority, I personally think that's a subset. Okay. The majority, when I talk about content creation versus entrepreneurship, is that the majority of people that I see in my practice are not that. That's not their, they're not in the business of content creation. They're in the business of creating a product or creating a service, and they now find themselves in this world where they need to create content as part of their marketing strategy to attract their ideal customers to the end product and service they are trying to sell. See that difference? Is that content creation could be in itself a business where you are being paid for your content as a model, just like in the world of modeling. There's an industry, an industry being built around content creators and influencer marketing to support other brands to sell their products and services. That's one. The other side of this is what I call entrepreneurship, where you're not in the business of content creation, but content creation is key to your marketing strategy. And that's where it needs to sit. Make sense? So, what I teach are principles around the framework. So, I have a six steps framework that I teach at the Entrepreneur and Leadership Academy. The reason I say leadership is because the game plan, 12 strategies for winning, is also embedded because entrepreneurs need to start thinking as leaders, right? You are a leader. You're leading at a minimum, you're leading yourself, you're leading your team, you're leading the market, you want to lead your customers, you want to lead your clients, right? So there's a whole mindset I call mindset of an entrepreneur, where I cover in the leadership side of the academy. So there are two things I cover. There's entrepreneurship principles I teach every week there, and then there's leadership program, the game plan, 12 strategies for winning. There are 12 modules of that plan, all bundled together, because what I realize is even when I teach entrepreneurship and empower people with tangible skills, if I now say go out there, if you don't have the confidence or the mindset that you're going to win, it falls to the leadership level and personal development level of the people I'm teaching. So that's why it's a 360 view of your leader. You're going to access leadership programs, and then you're going to access skill set, particular skill set around the 6-step framework. So here's the deal. For me, and I don't know about you, the reason I share that example is be aware, because many people are falling into the trap. This is what I call the trap, the endless creation of content, hoping, and we say hope is not a strategy, hoping that your content will just convert to customers. Is that working? If it's working, then yay, you got a strategy winning for you. But here's the deal. You need to go back to the drawing board. That's the key. If you're not in the business, like I shared earlier, I know people are just joining us. There is a business model for content creator where that is the end game. You want a brand to hire you for creating content. So you keep creating content. You are in the business of creating content. Fantastic. That's a business model. Do it well. The other side, when I say content creation versus entrepreneurship, is that entrepreneurship is not equal to content creation. Let me repeat that. Entrepreneurship is not equal to content creation. Content creation supports entrepreneurship. However, in the digital economy, there are entrepreneurs that their entire business model is creating content for a brand to pay them. And believe it or not, that content in itself supports that brand marketing and all of that. So ultimately, content creation still leads back to marketing and strategic brand positioning in the marketplace. So it's either you're doing it for yourself or you're being hired to do it for another brand that is paying you. Does that make I'm trying to make this very simple. So depending on which camp you're in, camp A, you're a content creator and you're in the job of being paid to create content for a brand, or hear me well, you're creating content to support your own brand, your own business, your own brand, which is where I live in. And I say, I'm not a content creator, I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, so we have questions coming in. Please drop comments. So like I said, first of all, decide which camp are you on. Let me know, drop a comment, which camp are you on? Are you a content creator that brands are paying to create content, or are you an entrepreneur creating content to support your brand and your business? Let me know. Team A, team B. Team A is I'm a content. There's nothing wrong with either. I'm just saying the strategy that you should be building should not be the same. So camp A, I'm a content creator creating content for brand, so influencer marketing, all of that. Team B, I'm an entrepreneur creating content to support my brand. Please let me know. So while they're waiting, Kamalaji says, Team B, yay! Team B is winning. Team A, let me know. Team B, I create content for my own brand. Yay, awesome. There's a question here from Sean. It says, what about influencers who create content for followers? Okay, let me put that. Okay, I'm seeing more questions. Please keep dropping it. What about influencers who create content for followers? I know many burning out. I'll address that. Let me read all the other questions. Graham says, I'm an entrepreneur who runs a content creation business. Fantastic. So you are in your business model, Graham, is actually content creation. That's what you're producing. So entrepreneurs are producers. If this is your first time of listening to me, welcome. But for those who follow my work, entrepreneurs are producers. You're producing a product, you're producing a service. So yes, you can be an entrepreneur, and what you're producing into the marketplace and what you're selling is content. And I'm saying that content you're creating, and not you're creating it for another business that needs it for their marketing and brand strategy. Fantastic, Team Hey. You're Team Hey, Graham, because you said you're an entrepreneur, you run a content creation business. Absolutely. So what you're creating and what you're producing and what you're selling is the content that is, and then your ideal customer. So in my program, I teach all of these things. Like your ideal customers then look like brands that need you to help them create content because they need that for their strategic messaging and marketing. That's a business model right there. Your Team A. Sean also said Team Hey, but I'm trying to figure out some strategies. Awesome. I'll talk more about that. Okay. Name is VC. My friend. Name is Vicky. Victoria, good to see you. She said she's Team B. I am an entrepreneur that creates content to support and promote my business. Awesome, Team B. Sean, there's a question for you. Sean, many burnout from not setting realistic expectations. Awesome. I'll talk more about it. Brother Cornelius, I see you. I have a proposal for you. I tried reaching you yesterday. I'll reach out. We need to do some things here on Instagram. We'll talk about it. Team Hey. Okay. So Team Hey says you're creating content. How you monetize that content is different from Team B, and I'll talk more about it. You said you are becoming a business. Awesome. I'll talk more about that as well. So let me go to Okay, Kabalaji from YouTube says, Team B. By the way, there's a lot of content on my YouTube. Subscribe. Let's grow together. You create content for your own brand. Rodrigo Elizondo, I apologize for no if I butchered your name. Said content creator for companies Team A. Awesome. Can you all see that? Can you all see that Team A exists, Team B exists? Here is what's then happening. Here's what to watch out for. Please, Team B, don't use the strategy of Team A. Team A, don't use the strategy of Team B. Caution. Because there's confusion. You see what I just did? I just tried to explain that Team A is a business model in the business of producing and creating content that a brand or a business will pay them for. So when you're seeing them creating volume content, Team B, please, don't do what they are doing. That's what's good. I bet it is Team B that is burning out more than Team A. I think so. What do you guys think? There was also a question about those building, creating content to get followers. Let me also share the reason okay, so there's short-term strategy, there's long-term. I'm really enjoying this conversation, by the way. Maybe I'll bring it back. There's short-term strategy, there's long-term strategy. So let me explain your question around what of those trying to get followers. For Team A, in order for them to attract brand and business and get the attention of their ideal customers needs to see certain things before they will pay you for that content and the visibility you're selling, all the promises you're making to those ideal customers and clients. I see you. I teach these things. Your short-term strategy versus your long-term strategy. Your long-term game is this content we're producing, we must sell, we must attract ideal businesses and brands and pay us long-term. But in the short term, for you to even attract those people, you have to show followership, you have to show strength, you have to show certain content that looks this, you have to show that people are liking, you have to show engagement. Engagement is your commodity. Team A is the one driving everybody else crazy. Because you need to show engagement in your reports, in your PowerPoint pitch, in your sales. All those metrics and number, you have to demonstrate it for you to be paid. Team A, Team B. That's what I'm saying. Don't look at Team A and build and follow them. You will follow them to nothingness. You know what? Because their business model, what they are creating and selling is content. Team B, what you're creating and selling is different. It's your business. This is just supposed to be a marketing support for your business. And I'm looking at time because today is I have clients, I have different things going on today. Here's the key. Both sides own your business, own your strategy, do your work, but don't copy each other. Team B, my 6-step process says, when you know your customers and ideal customers, please, your ideal customer and ideal client is not the same as the ideal customer and ideal client of Team A. Before I go on there, I also see Kabalaji saying, yes, I can imagine Team B would burn out faster because it's another layer on top of our actual product or service that have nothing to do with content creation. Absolutely. But here's the thing, there's a key. If you've heard me say, don't feed people that are not hungry, Team B, it's the message for you. You are creating endless content. That content must be very, very aligned. It must carry the message, because there's a lot of work we do, like in my 6-step process. So if you're not a member, you don't understand what I'm saying, join, because this is the space for you. Basically, Kabalaji, if you remember, she's a member. So part of the process, the steps we go through is identifying your customer and your clients, their pain points, all of those things. I'm saying Team A, Their ideal customer and their ideal clients are brand owners, are companies that are interested in their content creation. Remember, that's their service. They're in the service, and their product is content. They're in the service of delivering content for brands and all of that. That's the world of influencer, where somebody will pay you to post something or reach, because they want to reach your audience. That's the world that drives engagement, all of those things. For team B, there's a different strategy, and that strategy is you still have to identify your ideal customers and your ideal clients. They are different from team A. So all content is not the same. All content creators are not the same. For entrepreneurs that are not in the business of content creation is a means to an end, not the end in itself. For team A, content is the end game because that's what they are selling. For those of us in the camp of B, the process we have to go through is different. Don't keep creating endless content without a strategy. There is a strategy, there is a step. So entrepreneurship follows principle, because just creating content is not monetization. So let me just quickly, I'm looking at time. Let me quickly just summarize some of the things I teach in my practice here. Is that for you to say you're an entrepreneur, you need to embody, first of all, the mindset of an entrepreneur. That's one thing I talk about. Mindset of an entrepreneur. And what's the mindset of an entrepreneur? So let's back up. Before we actually dive into and start creating content, take a step back. Embody, do you have the mindset of an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is solving something specific in the marketplace. So you see a problem, right? You see a problem, you're solving it. You're going to create the solution, right? An entrepreneur will solve the problem, will propose a solution, right? Number 3, you're going to sell that solution you just created to your ideal customers, ideal clients. Okay, again, you see a problem, you create a solution, right? And then you sell it. The selling aspect is where content comes in, which is why strategy is so important. You have to go back to the drawing board. Like, for example, this month, yeah, that's, I've been teaching branding. Next month, we're teaching customers, all of that, right? So 1, what problem are you seeing? 2, what solution are you creating? 3, you have to sell it. Selling the solution is monetization. You want to convert, you want to exchange your solution, your product, for money, monetization. So you have to have monetization skills. And then the 4th one, many people miss it. You have to build structures that allows you to repeat that process over and over again, whether you are sleeping or awake. I'm breaking this thing down. This is I demystify this thing. I keep it simple. At a very, very high level, those 4 things must be in place for you to be an entrepreneur. Now, what you're selling, the problem you're seeing in the marketplace will be different from people to people. Fantastic. Right? The solution you're creating will be different. For example, team A, the solution is there's a demand and an hunger for content, and we're building a business because we can create content. We're going to hire creatives, hire photographers, hire this, and start churning out content. Endless, because the hunger is real. You're going to create too many TV shows, because guess what? When content dies on platforms, everybody moves away from that platform. So even the platform owners are incentivizing content creators. There's a whole economy around content creation. The key is that team B mistakes, so in team A, the camp is more, like die on social media, like all your time, all your energy, pour. I'm like, keep doing that. I'm not in the content creation is a strategy for me. So if you don't refine your message, if you don't know that you're in camp 2, you've not done the work I just said in terms of my 6-step process. Do you have a brand? Today, Kobolaji, we're talking about the value of your brand. How branding can increase the value of your product and services. Why? Because for team A, they're going to offer content to somebody else that is building their brand. For team B, you will create content that must align to your standards and your brand. So what you're going to do is going to see, I'm getting all this alerts. I need to be somewhere else. Kubalaji already knows that the way, like I have all kinds of systems in place that tells me, Toyo, you need to be here, you need to be there. So those things are already reminding me of my wrap up. Okay, let me see if there's any other question in the house. Graham says, as an entrepreneur in a content creation business, I must also create content to market my content creation business. Sorry. My laughter mode just kicked in. Somebody just threw me off there. I can't help it. Those who know me know. Okay, please. This is a riddle. Mr. Graham, you just threw it away. Sorry, guys. Please let me explain to you what's going on. Graham just said his team, hey, in addition to creating content, so let's get serious. Let me get back serious, right? As an entrepreneur in the content creation business, so team, hey, what you're producing is you're in the business. You said I must also create content to market my content creation business. Wow. So you're in between team A and team B, kind of. You have to create content for other people, but also you need to create content for your own business to share with the world that you're in the business of creating content for them. That's an I'm sure so how are you solving that? Did I get that right? So no, so, okay. So you're in the business of creating content and you also have to market your business. Like, I'm here, I'm a content creator that can help you create content for your business. So that means you're marketing, you're back to team B in a way. So in team A, your business model is content creation, but then you need to learn what team B is learning. You also need to be in the business of creating content for yourself to elevate your own brand as well. Did I get that well? Okay, so Graham said that's part of the marketing in the model. Yes. So marketing is my in my 6-step process that I teach every week. Step 5 is marketing. There are several things you have to do before you get to marketing. And when people skip those steps and they just go jump into marketing and they start creating endless content and nothing is clicking, for me, if I'm creating content, is that I'm testing a message. I'm testing the message. There are several channels I use, several things I do. I use different methods. This is one, for example. And as I'm going live, Like if I spend 30 minutes, an hour, there's a strategy behind me showing up. For those watching, you can see my link. I'm telling you about my Entrepreneur Academy. I'm showing you the link. I'm telling you about the website because I am not out here to play. I'm not in the business of just content random. No, I'm an entrepreneur. I teach entrepreneurship. I teach international trade. I'm a consultant. I'm a coach, right? I do other things too, for those who know me. But for today, let's keep it simple. I want to keep it simple. Okay? I'm a multi-dimensional leader. I'm in different businesses. But for today, for this moment, what I'm selling right now is that I'm teaching entrepreneurship. Because I see so many people burn out. And I'm saying strategy, 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 always. Team A, team B, I see you. Graham said, and from my content creation in marketing model, I get to reach my ideal target audience. Awesome. And your target audience, if you've done that work, okay, they are brands and businesses that will pay you to help them create content. Am I right, Graham? Let's call it what it is. I help people speak this thing out, speak it live. In my leadership program that is also available on the academy, if you join. Step 1, clarity. 12 strategies for winning. Clarity of intention. We're sure have intention behind your content. Every content should have a game plan. Why am I creating this? Why am I showing up? What are my goals? Why am I doing this? What am I doing this for? I'm not doing it for platform. The platform is a tool, is a resource. So I better use it well. Okay. I love it. Graham says, so I believe a person running a content creation business is still an entrepreneur. Yes. But this is where it kicks in, is that without the right entrepreneurship mindset, people jump into content creation, forgetting to apply and implement entrepreneurship principles. And they get frustrated because content in itself, if you don't apply the mindset of an entrepreneur, and if you don't have the skills of monetization, more is not more. More content is not more business. Tweet that. More content is not more business if you don't apply the mindset of an entrepreneur that allows you to monetize your time, your energy, your work. Your work, if your work is content creation, still acquire the entrepreneurship skills, knowing that this is about sales, marketing, distribution, business model, customers, clients. It's you must have a game plan, right? Because people, when you don't have a game plan, just creating content and hoping, we say hope is not a strategy. That's something we say. Hoping that the volume of content is what will help you. If the messaging is bad, it is bad. If your content doesn't capture your ideal content, it doesn't work. Several things could go wrong. So there's a lot of work that we all have to do behind. Kobolaji says, Madam Automation. Don't automate a failed strategy. Please tweet that as well. If you automate, my first degree is mathematics. So this thing, everything is an equation for me. Everything is an equation. X times Y equals to Z. If Z is money, if Y is your customer and your X is your product, we want to multiply that thing. And then we want to put technology behind so that when I'm sleeping, okay. If you don't know me, yeah, those laughters they're deep. Okay. Victoria says, also, not all content creators produce cash. Oof, I know. This is why this conversation, I think I'm going to bring it back. Let me know if you want me to talk more about it. She said, I learned that the hard way. Even me. Oh, trust me. It's we we are all being gamed. We are all being gamed. I used to be a programmer. Let me tell you something. For the biggest brands in the world, we program that thing. We have desired outcome. Let me share this, okay? Platform owners have serious intention. Their focus is to keep people on their platform so that advertisers can advertise. That's their own business model. And you, content creators, you're going to help them make that money. Okay? Because after all, they're giving us all this platform. We didn't pay for it. Instagram, we didn't pay. Link, all this platform, we didn't pay for it. So they are creating value for the world. And they are asking us for value in return. Drop your content on our platform. We need your content. In the world of TV, remember if you joined me earlier, I also explained this is just an extension. If you're not in the media space, you don't understand what I'm saying. Those in the media are the ones killing it on social because they grew up and they went to school and they studied media. So they understand the asset that media is. Do you understand? Those who went to school that studied advertisement, marketing, branding, they are the ones that would win. They are winning more because they studied it in school. They studied the value. They understand the application. They understand why content is important and they are using it in a strategic way. Every other person that you studied accounting, engineering, whatever you studied, and then you are jumping into an industry that is growing, you don't have the same information and strategy that other people have. So people coming in from TV, look at what the movie actors are doing on social. They are killing it. Will Smith, all of them, because that's their industry. You're not going to win them. They were actors. They were being paid multi-million-dollar deal. They were signing multi-million-dollar deals in that world to create movies. And those movies were blockbusters and put on TV and theaters so that people can go watch, and then media and everything. There's a business model in that world that is moving, that has moved slowly but surely moved into social media. An unsuspecting entrepreneurs team B, you are listening to an industry you don't understand and you want to be doing what they are doing. You can't. They have budgets, they have millions of dollars. You can't outproduce them. Those that are movie actors, you think you can create more content than Paramount and Sony? No, they're in the business, they're in the media business. That's the hand for them. My appeal is there's a different game here that you can play and still win. I'm playing it right now. I'm playing it right now. I'm talking to people, entrepreneurs. I'm playing it right now. I'm showing up, but I'm doing it on my own terms. And I'm enjoying myself. And I'm enjoying your company. We're enjoying each other's company. And when I'm wrapping up top of the hour, guess what I'm going to do? Myself and Kobolaji, we're going into my private membership and I'm going to teach. I'm going to teach because that's my job. That's my job. I don't mistake this. I don't mistake the two. Do you understand? Right? For example, this month, for the past 3 weeks, this is week 4. I've been teaching my members branding, talking to them about their personal brand to say this game, brand is how you're going to level up and command value in the marketplace. That's something we are going to also dive and wrap up today. And then next month, I'm picking up the topic of customers, understanding them and building for them. For the next weeks in every week in March, that's what I'm covering. That's the job I take on. And I ain't putting that thing out here as content. No, that is assets. It's serious value. So as the entrepreneur, back to content creation versus entrepreneurship, what are the assets of your company? I'll leave you with that question. As an entrepreneur running in the digital economy, I have assets. My website is an asset. Some of it you own, right? Ownership. I'm going into another topic that maybe people may be wrestling with, maybe another day. If you want to hear more, is that ownership. In fact, this Friday, I'm part of a community of entrepreneurs that we are building membership that we have. I actually have 3 memberships. One of it is faith, is free, women in faith. The other 2, they're not free, right? International trade and entrepreneurship and leadership. Like I separate it. So I have 3. I am talking to you as somebody that owns 3 assets class. So even in the digital economy, I have multiple websites. That's my land. And I built property on it. You will rent it and you will pay me. Okay, I'm sharing. Am I giving them too much? So when I see people and I go to Clubhouse and people are like, oh, content, create more content. When will you see you on Clubhouse? And I see people spending 5 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours. I say, share. Hey, now so please tell me. Graham said, I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Cornelius said, what are the 4 structures again? Okay. Mindset of an entrepreneur. This is according to Toyin Umesiri, Coach Toyin. This is not something in a book. In fact, I'm putting it in my own book. There are several books I'm working on. Okay. So this is according to me. When I say mindset of an entrepreneur, adopt the mindset of an entrepreneur means 4. Do 4 things. Number 1, what problems are you seeing in the marketplace? Because the reason I had to define those 4 is that people were randomly coming and saying, Toyin. I'm like, what are you here for? What are you selling? Like, click, like, move, let's move fast. Nobody has time to waste. But I'll see people meandering, wasting time. I'm like, do you see a problem in the marketplace that you're trying to fill? Because that is what, if there's no problem that you're solving, nobody's going to pay you. Because also I teach this psychology of selling. Don't feed people that are not hungry. Hungry people are the only one that will pay you. You know why? If you want banana and you go into a store, you're ready to pay for the banana. But if you're not hungry, you're not ready to pay. People pay for what they need and want, desire. So if there's no problem, okay, I have to balance this out, because if you're not in my academy, there are no extremes to what I say. I try to bring it back into the middle. Here's one thing. In addition to seeing a problem. There are certain times that if you're in a new industry, an emerging industry, the problem may not be obvious. Meaning, if you're in a dentist, we all know the problem around cavities that we need you. But certain times you're selling things people don't know they need. For example, I may be selling, I'm teaching you entrepreneurship, but entrepreneurs think, we can do entrepreneur. I'm like, keep doing it until you realize that you're failing because of lack of knowledge. And that knowledge, I can offer it to you and help you make money faster. Until you understand that issue, everything I'm saying is just, you're not ready to invest in it. And I see it. It's an example it's a psychology. Do you understand? It's a psychology. Is that you have to understand the problem people are facing and the solution. Number one, the problem. Number two, the solution. So for me, I saw enough issues out there that first time entrepreneurs and business owners were building without a strategy. And they were failing, right? And if they don't pick, I have books here. I have books, value proposition. And I had to design 6 steps and say, how can I help people accelerate that? What might take them 5 years? I say eventually, the smart ones will figure these things out. Eventually. If you stay long in entrepreneurship, eventually the market will teach you, the market will humble you, the market will bend you. So eventually this thing, it will solve itself because second time, third time, fourth time entrepreneurs always do better. Why? They will apply the lessons from their failure to the next attempt. But what I offer, which is the number two, a solution, is I've gone my own journey. You can see the things I've built, the knowledge I used to build it, the expertise, how I build, I offer it and I teach it in private community for those who want to accelerate and move faster. That's it. You don't want to move faster, you want to learn on your own, keep doing that. That's okay. We'll keep saying hello, hi. You need help, you don't have time to waste. You really want to absorb all of this knowledge end to end quickly, faster. I have personalized coaching, I have group coaching. That's my solution. I have other solutions I sell for other things. You want to go global, I have a solution, but that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is just entrepreneurship when it comes to content creation and making sure you understand your marketing strategy and you're implementing a winning marketing strategy for yourself, whether you're team A or team B. Okay, so back to that question. The four structures: 1, problem; 2, solution; 3, market. You're going to sell it. If you have a product, if you have a service, if you don't know how to sell it, you can't monetize, right? It's all about monetization. What you're monetizing is your product, whether your product or service is content or whether it's anything. You have to learn how to sell. Entrepreneurs must learn how to sell. And when I talk about leadership, is that there's a mindset of selling. There's a psychology of selling. Selling. Like I've seen that many people struggle with selling because it has been corrupted. Sleazy, the sleazy tactics. Yeah, right? When I say sales, people go, yeah, well, if you don't sell, nobody's buying. Okay? Mindset of an entrepreneur, you must be ready to sell. And what I teach and what I practice, and the reason there's no sleaziness around what I teach and practice is because, let me show you, this is according to Toyin. What I embody is a solution, and I am serving people. As long as you come from a place of service and there is purity of intention, and I have results, and for example, some of my members are here, you can go out and ask them what has shifted for them. In fact, Kabalaji, I've been thinking of bringing you live so that you can talk to people. And I mean, or interview me or I interview you. Maybe we'll figure out what we need to do. So for me, what I practice in sales is because the efficacy and the impact of my work, of my creation, is so pristine and so premium and so effective that I am proud of my work. And when I sell from that pride of what I have created and what I have seen it do for other people. And I'm here just saying it can do the same and even much more for you. You see that by speaking out of that my core and clear intention, there's no sleaziness in it. We are here to serve. If you're in my class, entrepreneurship, we're here to serve the world. And the more people you can serve, the more people you can reach, the more people's life you can impact positively. And you can monetize and they will pay you. Do you know what I've also realized? The people who pay for this thing, they appreciate it more. I'm telling you, it's like a win-win. I am loving my job because I'm serving people out of great intention and I'm seeing them grow. I'm seeing their business grow. I'm seeing them thrive. I'm seeing them flourish. I'm seeing them achieve their goals. They are happy that they don't have to spend the next 5 years figuring this out. Or maybe they've tried to figure it out for many years. It didn't work. Now they're like, Toyin is helping us and we're making money and we're putting structure in place. What is there not to love about that? That's why you see me smiling. And that's what I teach, is that the courage, the courage to create must be celebrated. Entrepreneurs must be celebrated because that thing ain't easy. Speaking from an entrepreneur to another entrepreneur, anybody that tells you entrepreneurship is easy, they've never done it. So I see you, entrepreneurs. I am you. We are in the same boat. All I'm saying is there are certain many, not just certain, there are many, 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 many things I have figured out. Go and check out my website, toyimesiri.com. In fact, the other day I talked about to niche or not to niche. I said niche your product and service, but don't niche yourself. If you're a producer, what I teach is expansion. Expand your capacity. Create as many solutions for the world as you can, but practice certain principles, which I practice, so that you don't confuse people, right? So that's why if I'm talking to you today about entrepreneurship, you will see me stay on point. The day I'm talking about international trade, I will stay on point because that stuff is for another click or another market segment. I won't confuse you. And when you go to my website, I will tell you, if you want this, click here. If you want that, click here. Okay, I think I talked too much. Anyway, you are giving them gold. Thank you. Okay, let me see if there are any other questions as I'm wrapping up today. Graham said, so an entrepreneur who has content creation business must have a marketing strategy that involves content creation. Thank you. Yeah, that's a nice summary. But that's Team A. Now we need another summary for Team B. Team B, please don't do that strategy that Team A. Graham just, right? Team B, content creation must align to your marketing strategy. It must be a part of your marketing strategy. In fact, let me put it this way, it's going to be the bridge between marketing, sales, and branding. Okay? Content creation will support you from a branding, marketing, and a sales. And different types of content does different types of things. The content you're going to create that will support your branding is different from the one that will help with conversion, is different from the one that will just market. That's what I mean. Do you understand? So content at a very high level, make sure anytime, anything you're trying to post, your intention, is this for my brand? I just want to tell people who I am, what I'm solving for. In my private practice, we went through it this month, right? Kobolaji knows. Who are you? What are you solving for? Right? We went through all those questions and they've been answering those questions and implementing it on their website and on their social media, right? Kobolaji, right? I'm holding them accountable. That's the power of community, okay? Okay, that's I'm wrapping up this Friday. I was going to say that, but I forgot. This Friday. So I'm part of a growing group of entrepreneurs that run memberships. People are getting frustrated. They are pulling their ideal clients and customers away from social media into memberships, just like I've done. I've been doing it for years. On Friday, I'm hosting a free mastermind for that community. In fact, there's a particular platform that we use. So in that platform, we all talk to each other. Like, how is it going, people? This membership thing, how is it working? And then earlier this week, I raised my hand and said, is anybody up for a mastermind? Like, let's get on a Zoom and let me just learn from you. You're building community, I'm building community. We are all getting away from social media. We're using social media for what it should be used for, marketing. And we are saying we are creating spaces, private spaces for our ideal customers and our ideal. It's like our office, our digital office. Like if you had a physical office, somebody will knock on your door, walk into you, and you attend to them. What people are doing is you are trying to do that on social media. No, no, sir, no, ma'am. You want to meet with me? We will move you off social media. The work is not on social media. So there is a growing group of us that we already see that endless content creation it's not team B. So on Friday, I'm spending an hour hosting a masterclass. And what I'll be leading and talking about is how to build a winning community, because I do it offline, right? I have community online, and building it in such a way that you are building your business. And for me, it's a digital asset. It's a real estate. It's like hotel. I have an hotel room. I'm selling spaces. Okay. So if you would like to be a part of that, message me. It's free. It's just a mastermind 1 hour chat. I'll share with you what I'm doing for my members, the different membership I'm done, the frustrations, the triumph, the growth, the ups and downs of doing it, what works, best practices, what I have learned over the years. I'll be sharing it this Friday. And then depending on the interest, right, I might repeat it again, because this is another business model, right? It makes my life so easy, right? Like if I see you and I see you, you see me, and you're my ideal customer, and you like what you're hearing, and you think I can help you, the transaction is not going to be on social. The social platform wants us to transact here, but I am making a decision. No, I'm going to take you in. I actually have my own platform where I live stream. I have my own Instagram paid, like on my own membership, where the same way I'm talking to you, when this is over, I'm going to move into that space and talk to my private community and teach them. I invite you to join us. Awesome. Okay, thanks for sharing. Yes, okay. I'm wrapping up now, people. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Let's chat. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Jackie, good to see you. Thank you, everybody. Kabalaji said, I would love to come on. Yes, so let's find a date. Kabalaji, as we've been going through this process, she's been going through some of the processes with us. I'm so excited for her, the growth. This will be also your unveiling. We'll be able to share with the world your work. So I'm looking forward to partnering and supporting you there. And also I want to hear feedback, because I'm constantly growing my services, my program. So for example, this year I created a year-long calendar. So every month, like month 1, January, the game plan, people are still recovering from that stuff. Yesterday, one of my members was like, Toy, game plan. I'm still on module 1, clarity. Activating clarity. Toy, clarity. I need clarity. I had 12 strategies for winning. So January, that was what we did. We covered it for both of my memberships, the paid memberships. And then this month, for the Entrepreneur and Leadership Academy, I've been teaching every week on branding, part 1, part 2, part 3. Today, I'm talking about part 4. That's where I'm going when I'm done with this. And then for the international trade, this weekend, I'm teaching how to export from US to Africa. So that's my advanced membership. So I have, I just noted, I can't believe that. I'm laughing because I have, let's build the foundation of your business. Let's apply fundamental entrepreneurship principles, adopt the mindset of an entrepreneur. Let's figure out your branding, marketing, make sure you don't skip any step, monetization, all of those things. Build that foundation. Let's grow it. And then there's another subset of people that we're going international. So I have a class that's called How to Build a Globally Relevant Brand. It's not for everybody. You see what I'm saying? If you want to go global, go international, be visible on the international street stuff, that's what I do. There is a strategy. Everything you're seeing me do is a strategy. I have multiple like global platforms that supports economic development, government, all of those things. Just so everything I'm teaching is what I've done. It's what I practice. So and I'm putting it in a book, because I'm seeing that if you use common knowledge to build your business, you get common results. And I ain't looking for common results. Are you looking for common results? No. The biggest brands in the world that I used to support, that I still support, they ain't using common knowledge. They have PhD human behavioral scientists Color, we use color theory in retail. We know that certain colors, red, will stimulate hunger. We use sense of smell. You walk into a store, right? Yeah, my next alert is telling me where I need to be. Sense of smell. You walk into a store, that bakery is by the door. Why? Because hungry people will buy more. Psychology. We talk about customer journey at a very advanced level. I'm telling you principles that the world's largest companies use. And what I have done is I apply it to myself too, right? Because if you're looking for basic, you're building basic, that's okay. I'm not busy building basic. Hopefully you see I'm not basic. Please, levels. Okay, and that's what I teach. People want to level up, empower them, inspire them, expand their capacity, equip them. The market is here for the taking. If you have the capacity, nobody's stopping you except yourself. Thank you, everyone. I'm going for my next duty. Signing out. My name is Toyi Umesiri. It's been an absolute pleasure. I enjoyed myself. I spent longer than I wanted to, but again, I'm enjoying it. So that's a wrap, people. Thank you so much. God bless.